What is up, guys? It's Tommy here and welcome back to the latest Liverpool transfer news video. And in this video we will talk about a lot of players, Naby Keita and Liverpool bidding for another centre-back, also other players that Liverpool are linked with, so make sure to watch the video until the end and let me know what is your summer transfer wish list for your favorite club in the comments below, and where are you watching from. I would love to know. And of course, if you enjoy these types of videos, please leave a like. And the big news is that Guinea journalist revealed that Naby Keita wants to join Liverpool. He said that his aim is to finish in a top club in Europe, and Naby Keita was always dreaming of being at a big club in Europe, because he was rejected a number of times as a young player, so more on that later. But also The Independent is reporting that Liverpool could be forced to wait until potentially August or even potentially the final day of the transfer window if they are to sign Naby Keita, because Leipzig, you know, don't really want to sell him, and Naby Keita might have to force the move. At this moment, Naby Keita, even though he wants to move to Liverpool, he's not at the stage where he is willing to hand in a transfer request or he's willing to go public with getting to Liverpool. But this is a very interesting connection, because Sadio Mane and Naby Keita has the same agent, and they met up earlier this year. And even though the Leipzig chief executive said that the Naby Keita rumors are boring to him and that Leipzig are immune to any bids for Naby Keita, don't worry, Liverpool fans, because he said the same thing before other big players left, and usually CEOs are saying the same things when before big transfers happen. And however, Liverpool will have to be very patient. And what is a very interesting coincidence is when Mane was pushing for a move throughout the summer of the transfer window of 2014, Leipzig's current sporting director Ralf Rangnick was in charge of Red Bull Salzburg. And however, you know what happened, Rangnick waited until Mane forced the move by refusing to play for Salzburg, and he eventually had to allow him to join Southampton on deadline day for 10 million. And Mane and Keita have the same agent, so I can't stress that enough, that this could come down to the similar situation where we have to wait until the late August to get Naby Keita, which is not the perfect scenario. It's not an ideal scenario if it goes down to the last days of the transfer window, because it's better to get the player early and to implement him in pre-season training and everything. But for this caliber of player, whenever Liverpool can get their hands on this type of player, I'm all for it. So this could prove helpful to Liverpool's cause, given that you know, both Mane and Keita have the same representative, and he knows how to force through a move against Rangnick's will with a player. There is no indication at the moment that Keita will refuse to play for Leipzig, but that could be an option. It could happen. Liverpool should go in and try and bid for Keita at this moment. And interestingly, Keita, just a little bit of a background story on him. He was growing up in Conakry, the capital of Guinea, an African country, and he was nicknamed Deco after the legendary Portuguese midfielder, which is very interesting. And there has been some you know, big players who played for big clubs, like Bobo Balde, who is from Guinea, he played for Celtic, Titi Camara, who played for Marseille and Liverpool, and Pablo Thiam, who played for Bayern Munich. But he could be at the moment, you know, the best player in the history of this country, so it's very interesting. And Keita is a very shy and humble person. When he goes back for holidays, he's still with the same friends from when he was as a child. So Keita knows where he wants to go. This Guinea journalist said that he remembers at the end of his last season at Salzburg, before he went to Leipzig, he went to Austria. The journalist went to Austria to watch the final of the cup that they won that year, and the Keita told the journalist with a smile that he will be a great player and he will finish in one of the biggest clubs in the world. So he has a massive confidence, self-confidence, and that's always needed to succeed. at such a young age in such a ruthless business like the football world. And interestingly, former Guinea and PSG coach Luis Fernandez used to compare Keita to Iniesta. Of course, he's nowhere near that level at the moment, but he's a box-to-box midfielder. He has great ability with the ball, he has excellent vision and can create very important assists for strikers, and also he can score goals. He got like 8 goals and 7 assists last season, and for a box-to-box midfielder that's a great return in just his first full season in the Bundesliga. And I think it's very good that Liverpool are looking at this type of player, because this is the kind of player that at the moment in modern football every team needs. A player who can carry the ball in transition from defense, transitioning to the attack, and he can run with the ball, carry the ball forward, open up spaces, go past players. That's what Keita is also very good at. And the reason why he would cost so much, the reason why he would cost like 70 million, because he's basically 2 players in one. You get goals and assists, which is the quality of an attacking midfielder, but you also get the protection of the defense and the ball tackling and the interceptions and everything that you associate with a defensive midfielder. And I think this is why he's you know, so highly thought of. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether Liverpool can complete this transfer. And Melissa Reddy, a very respected journalist who is very close to Liverpool, he has interviewed Jurgen Klopp many times. She said 4 out of the 5 of the Premier League's biggest summer transfers were only completed in August, so Klopp might have to wait to get Naby Keita. It is not a situation he ideally wanted to be welcomed back into, but one he knew was very probable given the elite bracket of the players that were centering the recruitment drive on. So Liverpool targeted very top players like Van Dijk and Keita, and those transfers, they are very complicated. Of course, the club who owns these kind of players, they don't really want to sell because these kind of players are kind of irreplaceable. The reason why I still believe that Liverpool can get Van Dijk is that Southampton's whole whole policy is around getting a player on a cheap and selling him on to a bigger club for a huge profit. And if they were to block Van Dijk joining Liverpool, if they were to block their best players joining big clubs, then their whole policy, their whole philosophy would collapse, and the model that they are basing their club's finances on would collapse, and they can't afford to do that. So I think the best case scenario would be if Keita tells the Leipzig CEO and the manager that he wants to leave. Remember that he joined pre-season training much earlier, Keita, than he was supposed to, so he has time to sit down with Leipzig officials and tell them that he wants to leave, and then hopefully Liverpool can complete the deal in this month. But this could be a really long transfer saga regarding Naby Keita, so we shall wait and see whether this will happen and when it will happen. Another very interesting transfer news is that Liverpool want 30 million for Mamadou Sakho, and already Crystal Palace and Mamadou Sakho have already agreed personal terms before even Crystal Palace bid for Liverpool. Of course, it looks like that they can't really afford or don't really want to pay 30 million for Sakho, but in my opinion, he's worth it. If Michael Keane, who is not as good a defender as Sakho, nowhere near, he doesn't have the experience of playing for the French national team, for playing in the Champions League, in the Europa League, and to getting to cup finals, and to playing for a big club like Sakho. He doesn't have that experience, yet he costs about 30 million with add-ons. So I think Sakho is also worth 30 million in today's market. And Crystal Palace, if they pay 30 million, it's not like they will have any trouble getting just staying in the Premier League and maybe getting a top 10 finish. I think Crystal Palace should just pay the money, but I don't know their finances exactly. Maybe they don't they can't afford it because of other deals. But Sakho is back at Anfield, he's training at the moment, and this would be a very interesting development if Crystal Palace will bid for Liverpool. Let's see what kind of money they are offering. But if Liverpool could get 30 million pounds for a player who didn't even play last season for Liverpool, that would be a welcome boost to the transfer budget. And also, just to consider, Michael Keane is only 24 years old, but he only had 1 year left on his contract. Just 1 year, and Everton with bonuses pay 30 million pounds. That's just incredible, crazy money. So Crystal Palace want Sakho. They don't hide their desire to get him permanently, but Crystal Palace chairman Steve Parish had admitted that it would be a very difficult move to pull off, as the club needed to look at the budgets and be realistic. That's what their you know, chairman said. So it's going to be very interesting, but we shall wait and see. So Sakho definitely wants to join Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace want to buy him, but then they should just pay the money. It's simple as that. And also the Brazilian left back Dalbert is linked to Liverpool. I will be honest, I don't really know a lot about him. He plays for Nice in France. He's only 23 years old, and Inter Milan, it looks like, want him, but also it looks like that Liverpool are in for him. So it's going to be very interesting to see who will get him. Another very interesting transfer news. Some journalists from Italy are reporting that Liverpool make 15 million bid for 21-year-old Argentine centre-back Emmanuel Mamana. What a name! I'm sure that there would be many great songs about him. He plays for Lyon, and it looks like, according to these journalists, that Liverpool have made a 15 million pound bid to sign him. Of course, Jurgen Klopp wants to get him, and there is also a 54,000 pound per week contract talked about. That's what Liverpool are offering for him, and he could be a good backup player. But I don't really want to sign him because we have Joe Gomez. Or will we send out Joe Gomez on loan? I think we should either, you know, keep Joe Gomez and play him and sign Van Dijk, or loan out Gomez and sign Van Dijk anyway. But if we sign this guy, then what happens to Joe Gomez? I would prefer to develop Joe Gomez. He made 17 appearances only for Lyon last season in his debut campaign, so he didn't even establish himself for Lyon. What is the point at the moment of signing him? He's not even like a senior centre-back at Lyon. According to a Sevilla newspaper, Liverpool are planning a 12 million euro bid for Sevilla goalkeeper Sergio Rico, who is a really good goalkeeper. But at the moment we have Danny Ward, who came back from Huddersfield after getting them promoted, with saving lots of penalties in both shootouts in the playoffs. And also we have Karius and Mignolet. So that's three very good goalkeepers. I don't think we need a fourth one. I can only say this happening if we loan out Ward and sell either Mignolet or Karius, but I can't see it happening, honestly. And why would Rico come to Liverpool to be second or third choice behind Mignolet when he's playing every week for Sevilla? So I can't see it happening. And apparently Liverpool have told Paris Saint-Germain that Philippe Coutinho will cost 100 million euros. That's 87 million pounds if they want him. The Mirror reports that Paris Saint-Germain inquired about Coutinho, but that's almost like saying he's not for sale at any price. If they pay 87 million, even then I don't think Liverpool should sell him, because would Liverpool be able to buy a midfielder who is as good as Coutinho, who is as suited to the team? And remember that Coutinho already knows Liverpool inside out. He's settled, he already knows a lot of the Liverpool players, so I don't think that Liverpool should let him go at any price. That's my opinion. And he would only, I think, really want to go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, but those links are not happening at the moment. So anyway, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Liverpool transfer news video. If you did, leave a like. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.